Alrighty, here we are on a Tuesday, and I've been in the office today. This is the shirt I wore to work. Didn't go so casual as to wear my cocktail shirt, but fairly casual, I guess. Look weird, don't maybe I'll do a button up. Looking a bit too 70s before. Now is it looking a bit too uptight? I don't know. But there's a sticky spot here on my bench. I'm just going to get a cloth and wipe it. All right. Try and get rid of the sticky spots. Which, if I was all organized, would have done. Sorry, I'm trying to pour Tepache from one bottle to another, and I carbonated it, and it fizzes up lots when I do it. It's been dragging on for ages. Anyway, time for a refreshing beverage that, as is usual, for a milk clarified cocktail, looks a bit like a urine sample. You know what? I might warm up by playing a little Red Dead again. Share system audio, just make sure I got that. Red Dead. All right. Just change it to that one. I like that one. Change this so I can see comments if anyone comes in. No, that is not what I wanted to happen. I'm on the computer. So Mega H, still negative on your at. Okay. Good luck to you. Hope the luck continues. All right. Let's. Okay, we're in Son. What happened to my hat? I had a really fucking good hat. God damn it. Don't look at me funny, mate. I want a hat. Where's Mr. Cloppy fucked off to? Okay, well, I'm super fucking annoyed I don't have a hat. Hey, Justin, because I had a really fucking... Well, actually, it actually is not that cool. Other hats are nicer, but it's the first time I'd seen this hat. I kind of robbed a mail coach, and I had... for a little quest, I had to steal some wagons. And one was this mail coach. And the guy was wearing I thought it was a neat hat. It was a different hat. Wait, I'm going to go see the brother again. Where's he? Actually, going to see the sheriff could be funny. This guy has developed a prototype electric chair and wants me to convince the sheriff to let him execute someone with his prototype. Justin, I've been reading some really interesting things about the factors that go into basically being resistant to the virus. And a decent chunk of people, for a variety of reasons, vaccinations front and foremost, with some people, there's evidence of an actual genetic predisposition to resist the virus. So a decent chunk of the population stand a good chance of... Alexander, hats might have been automatic. They might have been. Yeah. Oh, just fucking settle down, mate. Okay. Hats. Paragon Town hat. Military forage cap. Beaver Valley big hat. Worn Gambler's hat. Arthur's hat. No, I don't have it. Got that stupid fucking Lemoyne Raider hat. The Lemoyne Raider dipshits. Well, that's a really moody shot, isn't it? That's like a music video. Rays of sun through mist. Sun's setting. Well, you know what? I might just go and fucking hold up another mail coach just because I like the hat the guy was wearing. Oops, going this way to see the coppers. All right, this is where I want to hitch my horse. Yes, get permission to demonstrate the electro. Yes, Megaleech, God Rays. That's a great description. Can Arthur wear ladies' hats? I wonder if I was a bit intemperate to a lady. Oh wait, is that the front? I thought that was the side. It was actually the front. Arthur was a bit intemperate to a lady. Could he wear her hat? You're going to do it right in front of the police station. Where is he? Where is he? Where are you? Oh, you're too far away or something. Where are you, mate? There you are.
I'm representing the inventor of a humane execution machine.
Yeah.
An electric chair. And he wants to demonstrate his invention here. I'm familiar with the man and his work. Tell you what, I'll give you a permit. But it's going to cost you $100 in fees.
$100?
Hey, look, this will save you money in the long run. And it'll save the condemned a whole lot of pain. That remains to be seen. But I'll give you a permit for $50.
Jesus. I just saved $50. Okay.
Okay, well, price is fair. Here you go. And here, sir, is your permit. Pending the usual formalities, of course, such as finding a suitable candidate for humane dispatch.
Oh man, do I have to get someone?
Good luck. You must be damn stupid if you think you could come back here.
Who the fuck was that? Bitch, I was talking to your boss.
That was me thinking you was in a rush.
Talking to your boss, you prick. Ooh, an unattended wagon that I would get into serious trouble for stealing, so I won't do it. The temptation to steal an unattended wagon right in front of the police station is honestly pretty high. All right, let's see if we can have any random encounters on the streets of Saint-Denis at night. Wait, what are the actual planned encounters now? Is this? Brother Dawkins and the Freakazoid Professor. I might actually talk to Brother Dawkins. if I can do good works. The issue is I'm on a horse and you're on foot, so get out of my fucking way.
Hey, Fred. Hey, mister. Hey, mister. Bonjour. Hey, mister. Howdy. How's it going with you? How there, mister? Hello. How you feeling? Hello. Hey there, partner. Monsieur.
The people on the streets at night. A show we could go in and see.
Hey, mister.
Right.
Hey, mister. I'm in a good mood for some reason.
That is a nice hat, Dr. Abigail. I was really upset he wasn't wearing the hat he had on when I last quit the game. It was the first time I'd seen that particular hat. I robbed a mail wagon and he had like this mailman type hat, which I just liked because it was different. It's honestly not as good as this hat. Ooh, what was that? Can I be a good guy, rescue someone? Where is he? Where's the person being robbed? There's a cop. Someone's been robbed, you dumb cop bastard. Where'd he go?
Keep me peace up. I won't forget this.
I saved someone. I'm a goddamn hero.
Appreciate it. Careful now.
A $13 reward. Oh well. Look at me doing my good job. Beaten up. And now I think I'll threaten some children because these little bastards annoy me. Okay, I'm not following you, dude. Go somewhere else. Are you just going where I want to go? I want to go and tell these kids to fuck off. Because I don't like them. They'll say something rude to me.
Mama know you're on the farm?
Shut your mouth or I'll shut it for you.
Oh, hell, make a break for it.
Yeah. Fuck off, you little bastards. Jerk-offs. Game won't let you shoot those kids either, which is, whatever. Well, Mr. Cloppy, we're going to go see the brother and do more good deeds, I imagine. Rescued someone from a mugger. The good brother might have another moral mission for us. Robert Alien, you refuse going to sleep. Oh well. Bedtime can be a strange time.
Say what you want about the people around here.
That guy sounds a bit drunk. What's this about here?
Hello, sir. Hey there. Hey there, mister.
Look how moral Arthur is. I'm a good Arthur.
Hey there. Hello.
It's another unattended wagon. Again, they're just freaking tempting me to steal shit. Okay, controls gone funny.
Hello there. I tell you, life ain't easy.
You're saying that to the people in the poor part of town, Arthur. I think they know life ain't easy. Arthur's such a philosopher. Right, where are we? Oh, the brother's over here. Right, just got to tie my horse up. Oh, now there's a nun here.
Hey, sister, my friend, Mr. Morgan.
Oh, sir. Brother Dorkins told me about the wonderful.
Those are the little rat bastards I was chasing away before.
No offense.
None taken at all. Hey!
Ah,
These cats don't work.
Don't hurt him, please.
what's that? Clue.
You alright? Oh, I'll live. You did this. Hey, you know him? You're out. Which way you go? That way. Thank you.
What's over here?
Get off me! Where's my watch, you little weasel?
I don't know nothing about those damn watch.
Last Saturday, I saw you steal it with my own 2 eyes.
Maybe your eyes don't work so good no more.
Hey, you. Why don't you leave the boy alone?
What's it to do with you?
I can hit a lot harder than you. Promise you that.
All right, forget it. This shit ain't even worth my time.
You have got to be fucking joking. Oh, I thought he was going to fucking run away again. Where is it? The little bastard was going to run away again.
Hey,
Hey, Toast Chick. I love Red Dead.
No.
you sure?
Hey. I don't know you. This is Downs?
Not you. Get away.
Hi.
Now.
Hey,
Help. Help.
Hold on.
This man is bothering me. Someone help me. Officer, help.
Fuck off, lady. I didn't do anything. What? Didn't fucking do anything. Jesus. Yeah, no, I just got to get away from these fucking coppers. Alright, now fucking got to go hide somewhere till they stop looking for me. He's too smart for you. That's what happened to him. It's a fucking woman's problem, honestly. Yes, I did outfox you. Fuck you, coppers. Alright, I gotta find the sister. Jesus. Probably shouldn't crouch. That makes me look suspicious. Oh, Dr. Abigail, talk to him. Actually, I know who she is. I beat up her husband and he died, but he coughed on me, and gave me tuberculosis, although I don't realize that yet. And she is now doing sex work to try and support herself and her son. Nice, Dr. Abigail Red woke redemption. Arthur is pretty woke, actually. I am just working my way through the streets, hoping to not run into an overly agitated copper.
Fine morning, Hootie. Morning, mister.
Not me, a fella I used to know.
I
To get to.
Morning, friend. Morning, my friend. Got any idea what time it is? No idea. Gentlemen. What it is?
Oh wait, that's a fucking copper, isn't it? Shit.
Got to see some friendly faces around here.
Can I just kind of fucking sprint across there and miss? Oh my! Well, there's fucking coppers right next to her. Why are you hanging around with coppers, lady? Oh god, there they are. Here we are.
Excuse me, fella. Sister, I got your crush.
You didn't.
Oh, I did.
Oh, I hope the boy.
He's fine physically. Mentally, he's a piece of work, but who am I to say?
Brother Dorkins was right about you. You are the most wonderful man.
Brother Dorkins is greatly deceived, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I'm happy
Just
that-
earlier, I killed 6
Thing
people
with
and
you,
stole their
it's
wagons.
a thing, but my mother gave it to me when I was a novice, shortly before she passed. You are the most wonderful man.
Excuse me, Father. Sister, enjoy your day.
See, Father? Brother Dorkins told me. I told you. Brother Dorkins was fantastic.
All right. All right. Wait, what else is happening on the map? Dutch can fuck off. Who's that? Is that Brother Dawkins over there? Oh no, that's the professor. Charles. Charles is funny. It's this extremely French artist that we've befriended. I think we'll go see what he's up to because he's pretty goddamn funny. Wait. Come on. No.
I'm through with this shit. You're mine.
I'm not reaching for my weapon. Stop tempting me to do something wrong. I didn't know the cops were still after me for a friggin' $5 bounty, honestly. That was just for disturbing the peace. I didn't even fucking kill anyone. And I kill a lot of people. All right. All right. Oh, before I was so rudely interrupted. A cab. What can I say? Fuck the police. Okay, what's happened to the controls? Oh man, it's doing this thing. Okay. I just have to alt tab it. Okay. I'm gonna find out what Charles is doing because he's funny. I can maybe wander the streets without being harassed by the coppers.
Hey, partner. Morning, mister.
People are a bit weird with their hellos. Arthur yells at them and they yell back.
Howdy.
Good morning, mister.
Maybe I should take you to the stables and get you a treat, Mr. Cloppy.
Mister.
Buenos dias.
So we have a mix of English speakers, French speakers, and Spanish speakers in this town. All right. Yep. Then we're suddenly in a decidedly down market part of town. Not the poorest part of town, though. Oh, wait. Seems like Charles is here. Wasn't paying attention. Post to tie my horse up at? Oh wait, there's one. Alright, let's see if find out what my pal Charles is up to. He is usually good for a laugh. In here?
You, listen, excuse me.
Morning, sir.
Wait, where is he? Where is he? He's higher up. There's stairs here somewhere. Wait, there was a ladder over there, I think. I'm supposed to go up there? No, that's not it. He's not here. Oh, no, he is in here. It's a gallery. Ooh, it's a gallery. Neat. Dude, you're standing in the fucking doorway. Move. Oh, he's doing a lot of nudes. Can't talk to any of these people. Who is this?
Look at these idiots.
This is my pal Charles.
Excuse me.
Comrade
Mr.
Lennon doing
Chapter,
some day
could you
drinking.
paint
I'm doing some
drawers
night
on
drinking.
her?
Madame, I paint her in her natural state, as she was and will be in paradise.
There's nothing natural about that.
Clothes are civilization.
Nothing natural about.
To be naked is to be free, innocent, alive. Like Buddha said, you know, we are all just here to fuck.
Well, that explains the decadence of those Hottentots.
Hottentots.
You got a picture of my wife here. In her delicates.
Oh, is that your behind? Haven't you shown it to that man?
That's my mama. As nude as the day she was born.
Stop looking at my husband's buttocks.
Stop looking at my mama.
Well, maybe he shouldn't expose herself.
Arthur's having
like that.
fun.
Disgusting.
The nerve on you.
That's it.
Oh, it's on for young and old.
Come here, bitch.
You filthy little man.
Ha ha ha.
I'm going after you, Frenchie. Hey, all right.
All right, fuck it. We're on. All right, I'm taking your hat when I fuck you up, by the way. All right, taking his hat. Where's his hat? I want his hat. Where's his fucking hat? I don't want to loot him. I just want his hat. You're going to fucking... Actually, I'll loot the fucker. What do I care? Wait, someone about to hit me? Where the fuck did you come from, bitch? Oh, fucking hell. The fucking controls aren't working again. Yeah, fuck it. I'll lose some fucking honor. Rob these rich pricks. Wait, did I not get anything from looting him? What's going on here? Okay, I'm not getting anything from looting them. That's bullshit. Just let me have a hat. No, a hat. I want one of their potsy hats. All right. Yes. Come on, Charles. I was just getting a hat. Okay. You're a man of style and fashion. Surely you understand me wanting a hat. Wait, where did you fucking go? I can't see you. Where the fuck? Oh, there you are. Jesus. Let's go, buddy. Got me another hat.
This way, come on.
I am.
Exhibition. What did you say? It was not moving.
It was not.
Test people, push them. I thought I was a fraud, a no-talent washwasher. Now I'm not sure. We provoke emotions, no.
You keep provoking emotions like that. All your canvases left punch holes.
I told you I was a horace.
You did, and you are. Now maybe go be an asshole somewhere else for a while.
I know a lady over here.
Where's the fucking Trelawney's carrying on again?
Good luck.
What business call? Oh, I don't suppose anybody.
You need the Trelawneys again? Why am I hearing the Trelawneys again? Yes, hats for the proletariat. I'm redistributing the hats from the wealthy to the proletariat, namely me, Arthur. Very proletarian.
Let your mother and I leave.
Stay together.
Uh,
Picture I gave you. That's something someday.
Oh, I thought he'd buggered off.
Right now, it seems like the only thing that'd get me is kicking the balls.
Oh, you are funny, you know. I hope to see you again sometime. My angel, my little bird, it's me.
Oh my god. That was such a debauched laugh.
Folks, what's that?
Morning, sir.
Nice people around here. It's a town you got here.
You don't say.
All right. Let's stop playing and just say hello. Or just stop sharing. There we go. Right. Well, I was glad to get one of those rich bastards' hats. That's all I'm going to say. I need another drink. That's another thing I'm going to say. Time for another drink. And I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it simple. Build it into glass. Get my most recent barrel-aged gin. Because I haven't made a proper drink with this, I don't think. Hemp gin, barrel-aged in a bourbon barrel. Get a little bit of... yeah, why not? I'm going to use a little bit of my tamarind syrup left. Make it a bit interesting. Just get my jigger. Not one of those free pouring savages. I'm going to measure. Wait a second. I think I can finish with this bloody depache as well. Oh, no, it's going to do that. Okay. Well, that's probably enough anyway. All right. Oh man, it's so nice. It's all sticky though. Hang on a sec. That's what she said. I'll just rinse it off. Yeah. So, my jigger, got bitters, we're all good in the hood. What piece is that? I might put chocolate bitters on. Okay. Comrade Lennon, my gin of choice, I have about a dozen gins over there. All Australian. My gins of choice are Australian. This is what I got because it was on special. Been aged in a bourbon barrel, an ex-bourbon barrel. So it's taken on that color and a nice flavor. Just going to make a simple old-fashioned with it. A little bit of sugar syrup. And I'll do a dash of chocolate and a dash of Angostura bitters. I need to go the whole way with a cherry and an orange garnish. Actually, I need to get a peeler so I can have an orange garnish. Let me go over here. Where is a peeler? There it is. Very appealing. Okay. Here we go. Got an orange here. Oh, yes, Dr. Abigail, Julian Clary. What was his show called? Right. Me an orange peel. Spritz some orange oils over the top. Wipe it around the rim of the glass. Give it a little twist. Drop it in the glass. There we go. And a cherry. Because I like to treat myself. What a cherry. Sticky Moments. That's it. I was thinking Sticky Fingers, but that was a Rolling Stones album. Okay, might need to get a spoon. I think there's only about... No, I got one. I think there's only about 4 or 5 cherries left in there. Do, 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 do. I don't care. I just don't care. All right. Barrel-aged gin, old-fashioned, ahoy. Do, 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 do. Cheers, y'all. Man, that tamarind syrup really takes over. Oh, man, it's good, though. And what's the strength on this one? 46%, so a bit stronger than your average gin. My other barrel-aged gins are 50% and up, though. So, little bit of variety in my gin styles, flavors, and strengths. I think they're from 40% up to 57%. I was in the city today and I got a trim. I mean, it's not that pronounced that you'd notice, I think, with my hair, but my beard is much neater. I got my beard properly trimmed and shaped, a thing that I am actually very bad at doing on my own. So I much prefer the neat stage my beard is in now. So I was very pleased to see my barber was still in business, actually. His business in the city. Because there's certainly a few businesses that I went to in the before times that didn't make it through COVID. Comrade Lennon at 57 might see the Grand Ferry. For that, I have an 80% alcohol absinthe. And it's blue, so it's a blue ferry for that, I guess. The people who make that absinthe color code their absinthes based on strength. Their green absinthe is 70%. The red absinthe is 75%. Blue absinthe is 80%, which I have. And the black absinthe is 85%, which I have had in the past. Yes, the before 4 times, as the Mad Max 3 kids say. Apparently, for the script for Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, with the kids who'd been left alone, they actually worked with a linguistics professor. She'd done studies on the degeneration of language, how if people are isolated, particularly children who learn some language but then are isolated, how their language changes. Oh, yeah, sorry. Well, Dr. Abigail, Solar Opposites is referencing Mad Max. Just like Rick and Morty is very thick with the references. Yes, Black Metal Heart, before the dark times. Before everything changed. And now we're trying to work out what the now times are and what the future times might be. because there are still so many unknowns. So very many unknowns. It's quite hard to be sure what is going to happen with all of us. Sort of halfway through rewatching season 2 of Solar Opposites. I quite enjoy that show. So after watching the first 2 seasons, after a bit of a break, I decided to rewatch because it seems like the sort of stuff. It's like there's so many references piled in them. They pick up more on a second viewing, and I'm quite enjoying it on a second viewing. So this is the end times, which started in 2016 when those among us left us. You could be right. Things certainly have felt not right for at least the last 6 years. It's like the first warning was Brexit and then Trump getting elected. And then it's just been this fucking downward spiral. Gee, is my hair still long enough to tie back? Kind of is. Just had a very, very minor trim today, as my barber said, to keep it healthy. So if I go for a high ponytail, I can tie it back. Oh yeah. Yep, I can still tie it back, so that's okay. That's okay. All right. So if you reckon 2014 was a bad year, well, someone pointed out that, not saying David Bowie was holding everything together, but since he died, everything's gone to shit. It certainly hasn't been great. Mine too, actually, Comrade Lennon. I like a lot of 9 Inch Nail stuff, but I seriously got into the downward spiral when it came out. Yeah, that was the year. Bowie, Prince, and Harambe all in the same year. That's when the forces of no goodness started to have sway, I think. I love that. That's a great obscure reference. Black Metal Heart. 2015, great year if you like Chinese-made islands. That's when they were doing that stuff to try and say, like, we own this bit of the ocean. Because see, there's an island here. It's an artificial island that we built. But we now declare it's Chinese land, and so we own the sea around it too. We do live in strange times. But yeah. As I was saying, interesting times. Apparently, a proverb, may you live in interesting times. And Terry Pratchett used that for one of the Discworld books. And it was like, yeah, when they said, may you live in interesting times, no one's sure if that's a blessing or a curse. It's hard to tell. Suffer, it's a big fucking bit of water. And references to seas in open oceans are incredibly arbitrary and borderline meaningless. It's not like there are borders. Comrade Lennon, you're sure it's a curse? Well, yeah, mayhap. Yes, I think we can agree on that name, Black Metal Heart. Southern Chinese wet stuff. But yeah, who knows? I don't know. So many weird, stupid, and fuck things happen in the world. It's extremely difficult to know what's coming next. Name of your sex tape. Well, that's turning into a very specific fetish at that point. But, You know what? I think I've said this on the stream before. This tamarind syrup was an interesting experiment, but I don't think I'll make it again. It somewhat overpowers what it's put in. Which is not bad because it just gives the drink an interesting flavor. It's sweet and salty and sour and even a little bit spicy at the same time. Tamarind is a very interesting fruit. And the tamarind candy I made it with, it's like tamarind pulp that gets rolled in sugar, very popular in Southeast Asia. And I think I've seen a version of it where it's rolled in salt crystals as well. So some apparently like it sweet and some like it salty. And yes, Safa, the Chinese Communist Party did abandon the one-child policy a while ago because they realized there were actually multiple negative outcomes for it. One is their aging population. The other one is because in large sections of the population, male children were more prized than female children. So women who were told they were having daughters were getting abortions, and you ended up with a couple of generations where the men massively outnumber the women, which is its own social problem. And so after a couple of decades of the one-child policy, the Chinese Communist Party kind of went, that was maybe a mistake. That was maybe a bad policy that had some unintended consequences. But who knew when you impose arbitrary limits on people's behavior, you can end up with unforeseen outcomes. Yes. Comrade Lennon, a patriarchy being a problem, a very, very authoritarian patriarchy at that. And so I didn't hear about the Aussie Chinese TV presenter in court. Every now and then, an Australian Chinese person gets in trouble in China because they've upset the authorities, sometimes by acting a bit too much like they're into democracy as opposed to an authoritarian state. Sometimes there's this bizarre thing with business in China where you basically can't do business without bribing people, and bribing people is illegal. Every now and then the authorities would charge someone with bribery in this big show thing, and it's like, well, it's really fucked because you actually can't do business there without bribing people, and the authorities know that. So this whole charging people for bribery is just a big show thing, and it's meaningless. But they do it anyway. Maybe because they're a-holes. Who knows? Who knows? I doubt the sincerity of them wanting good things. So if you were scared traveling through China to reach Siberia, the fact is, when you travel, I mean, honestly, let's get real. Traveling anywhere can have sort of threatening elements. But when you travel through somewhere with a very authoritarian government, there's good reason to be worried. I find traveling through, well, now obviously, but even without the war in brain go blank, Ukraine. Jesus, just for a second, my brain seized up. Even without the war in Ukraine, I would be extremely careful about traveling in Russia. I would be careful about traveling in China too, but holy shit, like, even just traveling to America is really fraught because the fucking border enforcement there They're power mad fucking jerks, and they can do whatever they want. So when you try and enter, they can just fuck with you. Not great. Not great at all. I was really thinking of having one more boozy drink, and I'm not sure. What is it? It's only Tuesday night. Mate, look, you know what? Maybe I'll ease off. Because I really want to have some of my tapache. And I'm thinking of having it with some sody. Put a little bit of tapache in. I need to rinse this, or else it's going to be really sticky. What are you doing, Mimsy, you absolute weirdo? What did you find on the floor? Skulking around the kitchen floor, hoping to find something she can eat on the kitchen floor. Shake this. My bottle to be sticky. Right, I'll put that there. And that there. And I've got this bottle. This isn't neat because something really dark in this bottle, an old Starwood bottle that has the painted starbursts on it, which is why I kept the bottles. Very neat. So this is tapache, which is a lightly brewed pineapple drink. That's probably really slightly alcoholic, really slightly. Sody, what's that? No, I don't want tonic. I want sody. Which sody will I do? Blood orange? Why not? I'll do blood orange. Blood orange sparkling water from the good people at Cappy. Take that. Man, that's good. Interesting experience, Comrade Lennon. Bribing South African cops. There's the trouble with bribery it's an illegal act. So even if you're in a situation where you basically have to do it, the person you bribe can fuck you up, which is really annoying. The stuff is this truce in Yemen. Hopefully it holds. Yemen has been so fucked over. It's an absolute abomination what's been happening in Yemen for nigh on 10 years. It's really fucked. Anyway, this is my non-alcoholic beverages. It looks like Coke or something, doesn't it? It's very dark. Oh man, that's nice. Slightly effervescent. It's got pineapple, sugar, and things like cinnamon and clove and star anise. So it's a lightly spicy pineapple cordial that's been carbonated. In short, it's yummy. I just diluted it with the soda. Looks dark red to you, Safa. Yeah, I'm never sure how the colors come across on the screen. So I diluted it, which made it a bit lighter. And yeah, you can see it looks quite different before I diluted it. But it's a really yummy beverage, and I just made it on impulse because there was a relatively cheap pineapple in the supermarket. If I didn't have so much syrup, I would now make a pineapple syrup with the rind that's left over, but I have an absurd amount of syrup in the fridge, more than I'm going to use. A few different flavored syrups and as much as a pineapple syrup would also be nice. I don't really need it because I've got a bunch of different fruity syrups. So is it normal for whiskey sour to taste a bit like cinnamon? Yes, because the key ingredients of whiskey sour are whiskey, lemon juice, sugar, and bitters. Now, the cinnamon will be coming from either the bitters or the whiskey itself, or both. Cinnamon's not a universal flavor note in whiskies, but it's kind of common. So yeah, the cinnamon is not at all unexpected in a whiskey sour. I hear you saying you got a bottled whiskey sour from Dan Murphy's, which is nice. Yeah, whiskey sour is one of my early favorites from when I got into cocktails. Discovered the sour. It's such a nice, simple recipe. The whiskey, sugar syrup, lemon juice, bitters, and the optional thing, something to make it frothy, like egg white, or aquafaba, or Wonderfoam, which I have. But yes, sours generally very yummy. I like sours. These days, I'm more likely to have a much boozier drink, though, an old fashioned or a martini or a really boozy New Orleans style drink that maybe has cognac and liqueurs, maybe whiskey as well, maybe rum as well. It's interesting how your palate can change over time. Like, I certainly like less citrus in my cocktails than I used to. I like less citrus than is usually in the recipe, actually. When I'm making my own, I often put less citrus than the standard recipe recommends. It's just personal taste. Because if I use what's usually recommended in recipes, I feel like it overwhelms the drink, and I'd rather not overwhelm the drink. So I just had a thought. I'm kind of tempted to go back to Red Dead and either do some more what do you call it? Missions, or maybe just be murder hobo. Suffer. There are laws about me making and selling alcoholic beverages. The short version of those laws is that's illegal. Yes, you need a license to do that. Although I do like the idea of calling it an angry sour. That's the type of thing, as I said before, I need to win lotto or something. Then I'll start a distillery. I'll get the appropriate licensing and do it from there. Suffer is a license to sell alcohol like that, I imagine, is actually quite expensive. I'm speaking from a position of pure ignorance, but I think that's an accurate guess, that a license to sell alcohol in that way, like to send it through the post and stuff, bottled stuff, I imagine the license to do that is actually quite expensive. That is my guess. Who knows for sure, but I think it would be expensive. But yes, as I'm slightly inebriated, really enjoying this drink though, which is not alcoholic, maybe some tiny amount of alcohol from the fermentation of the pineapple in the tepache, but it's almost definitely less than 1% alcohol, which doesn't meet the legal requirement of an alcoholic beverage. Even though there's some alcohol content, I think it would legally count as a non-alcoholic beverage being less than 1% alcohol. Same as when you get a lemon, lime, and bitters. There's technically alcohol content because you put a couple of dashes of bitters in, which is on average 40% alcohol. So yes, but it's basically non-alcoholic. Still tempted to have, I know it's a bad temptation, which I may or may not resist, to have another alcoholic beverage. Dr. Abigail, did Elon Musk become the largest shareholder, thus controlling shareholder? First half, yes. Second half, no. I believe he bought 7% of the shares, which gives him no control whatsoever, being that he doesn't own 93% of the shares. But he clearly thinks he will be able to influence Twitter, which is ridiculous because he posted that thing like a week or so ago about, oh, Twitter doesn't honor free speech. It's like, shut the fuck up, you fucking moron. This idea of it being a free speech thing simply cannot work on a number of levels because this ridiculous right wing of absolutely ridiculous right-wing idea of free speech has no basis in law. It's basically they don't want any repercussions ever. And it's just like, well, you know what? You can't slander, libel people. You can't incite violence. You can't promote illegal activity. And if you're a vaguely decent person, you would think the promotion of hate speech was also a bad and undesirable thing, and you shouldn't want to be part of it. But who fucking knows? Raise. Okay, no, here's the thing. The question of free speech, I'm talking literally as law. That extreme right-wing view of free speech simply is not real. Now, there's a whole different question. And yeah, we can have a discussion about should certain speech be discouraged, banned. And I also think there's a difference between I own a business that hosts discourse. I don't want my business used to promote speech that I regard as harmful. That is an additional thing on top of that. But the point I was making is that right-wing fantasy of free speech doesn't exist. It doesn't exist in law anywhere in the world. There is always things you can't do, things you can't say. And like I said, at the simplest levels, like you can't libel people, you can't slander people, you can't incite crime. There's in almost every jurisdiction in the world, I don't know world law that well, but I think it's pretty widespread. Serious act of incitement of violence or crime generally is itself a crime. And of course, distribution, like promotion of child porn, you can't do that legally anywhere. So this idea of completely free speech simply doesn't exist. It doesn't exist anywhere. So that's my big point. Now, I have different opinions on, should people get a free ride for hate speech, for instance? Short version of my opinion is no, they shouldn't. Musk's head's so far up his own ass, it's ridiculous. he's never done anything original or worthwhile. He started off with his family money from apartheid emerald mines, bought other people's ideas repeatedly, consistently acts like they were his ideas, and they never have been. And he's a fucking arsehole. I mean, the short version, he's an arsehole. But yeah, because he's a rich asshole. He, like all rich assholes, he's vastly overestimates his own contribution to things. Safa, no, he did not create PayPal. He did not code PayPal. He had a different payment service. There was the whole complicated things of mergers and whatnot with a couple different companies. But again, Musk did not create PayPal. He ended up making the majority of his fortune from PayPal. So you raise an interesting point. Two things in your second sentence are interesting to me because it's a question of definition. Censorship and worked can be defined. I mean, my personal held belief, censorship can only come from a government. Censorship is a government saying you are not allowed to see, read, consume this. That's censorship. People deciding we live in a society and people shouldn't be able to promote hate speech with impunity. I don't believe that's censorship. I think that's people deciding assholes shouldn't be given free rein. I know other people say that is censorship. And again, that's a subjective definition. And importantly, we have overwhelming, conclusive proof deplatforming people from public discourse fucking works. It absolutely does. Particularly when the speech that they're being deplatformed for is really shitty. That's just there's just multiple cases that prove that. But like I said, when someone is promoting speech that causes harm to other people, I don't believe they should be able to do that with impunity. Now, that question of harm is also subjective, and different people experience it differently. That's why I think it should be a conversation. It should be a conversation, and I think it's impossible to define 100% a permanent thing like these are the boundaries of speech, because context matters, and also things that are held to be acceptable change over time. So, and you're suffering. Currently, people in Russia are self-censoring in the hope they don't get arrested, because shit seems to be going a bit sideways in Russia at the moment. Right. Oops. Sticky's here. Sorry. Before I put my hand in something sticky, just going to do another little bit of cleaning. Ugh. Trouble when you work with syrups, often create sticky messes. You go there. Sit doing again. Sorry, you enjoy the topic. Those people are better understanding opinions, things don't have to agree. Definitely a great topic. So I think it should be a discussion. And I'll always discuss it. But I often find, and this is a good discussion, but I do often find a lot of the people who do free speech have zero interest in letting anyone they disagree with be able to speak. Lemonheads, you have trouble ignoring people, put down people with getting angry? Yeah. Well, see, it depends. And it's extremely hard to pin down when speech causes harm because it's different in different contexts with different people. From the scale of, if I'm hanging out with AIDSy and it's just the two of us and we say something terrible to each other, which we always do, that has basically zero harm on anyone. But if a politician gets on TV and says some of the shit we say when we're alone, that would cause active harm to people. So context is important. Intent is important. But it's also important to understand what you believe your intent was doesn't absolve you necessarily from the negative effect of things you said. Because jokes can get people killed. Throughout history, jokes have often been a way to stand up to horrible people. But context is what I'm saying. Ray, you reckon America has it right? If you have an opinion, you have the right to say. If you try to have someone harmed, you prison. Well, this is what I mean. But there are a whole raft of limits on free speech in America. And it, as said, you can't slander someone. You can't incite violence. I think generally you can't incite crime. Like I said, pornography was declared speech in America, but you can't distribute child porn, nor should you be allowed to. So there are all sorts of, and I mean, repeatedly, the authorities in the US have shut down speech they don't like. Even just, one that immediately springs to mind, NWA with the track Fuck the Police was banned and they were arrested for performing it in the land of free speech. If you say something that upsets the people in power enough, you'll soon find out those rights are extremely subjective and limited. If someone calls you fuckface, you're okay. But yeah, there's the thing. I'll get far angrier about people saying stuff about my friends or just about people who are already marginalized. Black metal private companies can discipline and fire you for speech. Yeah, exactly. Oh, no, Raze, this is the thing. Pornography is literally defined by courts in the US as speech. That's why it's legal. Child porn, no. Which, of course, can lead to weird subjective interpretations of various things. But, yeah, under American law, pornography is literally speech, and it's protected. It's protected speech. Doesn't stop people from occasionally being prosecuted for obscenity. So it's the way it is. You know, I'm going to make another old-fashioned with this, with a less dominating sugar syrup. Maybe one of my fruity sugar syrups, actually, of which I have several. Yeah. This one will be interesting. Yeah. Okay. And also when you're talking about speech and free speech, there's a difference between free speech as in you shouldn't be prosecuted for saying, say, dumb shit, But you also should not necessarily be given a platform for dumb shit. Well, see, speech in American free speech things encompasses a bunch of stuff. It includes art, because artists have regularly been prosecuted in the past for obscenity. So speech doesn't mean words. Speech means expression of ideas. And words are not the only way to express ideas. So, yes, there have been High Court or Supreme Court rulings in the US that defined pornography as protected speech. But people have still been sued for it. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Catch up. Hell yeah. Oh my God, you are so right about the problem with text, that you can miss the nuance of intention and whatnot. This was a good text-based chat. Yeah, it's. I tend to have a bit of a problem with the American libertarian types talking about free speech, because they normally betray a complete lack of understanding of the actual legal status of speech and expression in the US, and they are lying fucking hypocrites who will go out of their way to silence someone they don't agree with. Dr. Abigail, that one, it's illegal to yell fire in a cinema. That's not law. That was a phrase used by either a judge or a politician once. But I've seen this repeatedly. Actual lawyers in the US who specialize in free speech hate that people use that phrase, because it is not illegal to yell fire in a crowded theater. There's no legal basis for that statement. So, because yes, I follow a couple of free speech lawyers online just to see what they think about things. But yeah, that phrase gets used all the time, and it tends to really annoy free speech lawyers because it doesn't actually have any basis in law. Oh, and yes, 100% keep saying it to piss off the lawyers. Anything that pisses off the lawyers is worthwhile. Yes, as I consume my old fashioned. The other one was nice, but with a more subtle sugar syrup. The gin and the bitters comes through. Oh man, that's good. And I weakened again. One of my favorite local distillers, Tiny Bear, are releasing an extremely limited barrel age. I've already got 2 of their barrel aged gins, but they're releasing an Easter one they call a hot buttered Easter gin. And so they made the gin with aromatics that are meant to evoke your hot cross bun, like the cinnamon and the fruit and spices that are in a traditional hot cross bun. But then they basically mixed it with butter, so it got picked up a lot of the flavor and viscosity of butter. Hyperstrike, that, my friend, is a maraschino cherry, Luxardo cherry, which is fucking awesome. I love these things. See, a little jar of them here. There's not many left in the jar. Don't panic. I have an entire other jar. Because I'm a classy motherfucker. There's also an orange peel in there. So I'm a classy motherfucker with my garnishes. So to me is the garnishes for an old fashioned, orange peel and maraschino cherry. Oofed. So I don't know any things. I haven't actually switched off Red Dead. It's just sitting in the background. I was thinking of going back in, either doing something proper with the game or just being a murder hobo. Actually, one thing I was thinking is I found out when I accidentally robbed someone in Red Dead, and that's a thing that can happen. You hit the wrong button and you do something you didn't mean to do. I accidentally robbed someone. But then I found out there was like an achievement thing. It's like, oh, you rob a certain number of townspeople and you get an achievement. So then I went and did that. And it's like, cool. For the next level, you've got to rob a couple stagecoaches or wagons. So I did that. The next one is you got to rob 4 shops in one day. And maybe I'll try and do that. Rob 1 in one town, then fuck off before anyone can catch me. Yeah. Oh no. Lemonheads fell down the stairs, going for an ultrasound, hoping it's a boy. Yeah. Thanks, Hyperstrike. Yes, I'm a gentleman and scholar. Having my classy drinks. If it weren't a work night, I'd probably have another one, like a martini. I think a martini is very classy. I like to have a peel of lemon in a martini, but not always. So I don't know. Is anyone interested? You maybe don't want me to do Red Dead, just talk for a while, put Red Dead on, do some actual proper quests in the games, or just be a murder hobo. Just fucking take people out. Safa, a lime peel? I'd probably it's interesting how rare a lime peel's the recommended garnish. I'd be more likely to do that in a rum drink, like a tiki drink, but I might do a lime twist in a sour. That could be particularly. There's like a gin gimlet, which is like a lime gin sour. So that's like gin and lime juice and sugar syrup, or gin and lime cordial. I might do a lime twist in that, but yeah, I'd be more likely to do a lime peel in a drink that's got lime juice in it. So that's like a gimlet and some of the tropical drinks. But sometimes doing a mix of citrus in a drink can be really interesting. Just a crossover of the flavors. Yeah, I mean, honestly, lemon and lime are quite similar. I think as much as people talk up, oh, big difference and whatnot, in a blind, it's kind of like when wine snobs have to blind taste different wines, and they often rate cheap wines as better than more expensive wines. Or particularly like wine snobs, if you put a cheap wine in the bottle of an expensive wine that they know, you can really often trick them. Our brains are stupid, basically. The power of suggestion is incredibly strong. It's incredibly strong. You know, all these people go, oh, no, not me. I'd never fall for that. Yeah, you fucking would. Okay? You would. You're not special. We all get fooled all the time. Our brains tell us stupid shit that's not true all the time. So just something as simple as optical illusions. Our brain can be fooled so easily with an optical illusion. So the idea that you can't be fooled by the power of suggestion is Absolutely ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And I honestly get a little bit annoyed at people who say it, act as if, oh, no, you can't fool me. I wouldn't be fooled. Yes, you would. You would absolutely be fooled by that. And again, that isn't even a judgment. That is not saying your weak, feeble mind will be fooled by that. It's just a thing. People get fooled by shit all the time. That photo from a couple of years ago, the dress, is it blue or is it white? Even auditory ones, that Yanni or Laurel one. It is basically one of humanity's strengths is pattern recognition, getting incomplete information and filling in the blanks and being able to draw a conclusion from that. Lots of things have been identified where in the evolution of humans, that pattern recognition was probably life-saving. But it sort of goes on to the point where we see patterns where patterns do not exist. It's like seeing faces in things. That's got a fun name, paradiliolia or something. Like, man. Now I'm going to look it up. Seeing faces in objects. Pareidolia. There you go. I was almost right. Pareidolia is where, your brain sort of sees a shape and it fills in something that's not there, and you see a face in it. And that can vary from just funny, like thinking Australian power sockets look like the Scream face, through to people being absolutely sure, like that satellite photo of Mars that showed things with sort of particular shadows on it. Well, that's definitely a face. It's a giant monolith that's got a face. You go, no, dude, it was just some shadows cast by rocks and mountains, and your dumb brain filled in the blanks and said there's a face there. Suffer, what's a good alcohol for a cocktail? How long is a piece of string? All alcohols are good for cocktails. What's a versatile alcohol for cocktail? It depends what you like. Literally, which one do you like? Because then the modifiers become important. If you can only have one spirit, what's a good alcohol for an omelette? That's still no. That's what you mean to set an omelette on fire. You want one of those ones where you pour something over an omelette and set it on fire, or do you just want an alcohol? A good alcohol would be something you like the flavor of, and it depends what you're trying to get out of it. Like I have some liqueurs there that are fucking awesome toppings on desserts. Like really good toppings on desserts. So yes, it absolutely depends what you mean by that. Okay, so for what you're saying there, I'm thinking you mean like, okay, to pour over the top of the side. That sounds like a liqueur to me. But again, it depends. I mean, I know people that like to put brandy on omelets. I mean, my immediate thought would be a liqueur, like a fruit liqueur, because that's like a syrup. So, yeah, my answer to if you're thinking that sort of thing, my answer to what would be a good one would be like, well, what flavor do you like? Then get a liqueur that's that flavor, because literally whatever, particularly fruit, whatever fruit you like, there's going to be a liqueur with that flavor. Abigail, it's partial to ethanol. propanol's utility rubbing alcohol doesn't smell as harsh as I thought. Yeah. What's the common one? A lot of the hand cleansers isopropyl alcohol. Rubbing alcohol tends to be isopropyl alcohol. I think I should drink. It's 9:30. I should drink some water before. I think I'll eat my cherry. It's been absorbing flavor. Maybe it hasn't absorbed any flavors and it just tastes like a cherry. But I think if I put water in there, it'll wash away any flavor it's got. So I eat my cherry. That's tonight's dessert. We didn't have any ice cream. Okie dokie. All right. Bit of water. We want to hydrate so we don't get a hangover. I'm drunk enough to get a hangover. If I was dehydrated, I might get one. But I've been hydrating today, so that probably means about a little bit of water. Never a bad idea. Well, actually, there are situations where it is a bad idea. I should have drunk the... Okay, I'm going to drink this. Then I might drink the rest of my sparkling water. So if you're saying the Tassie Premier retired, he dislikes Morrison. Any sensible person dislikes Morrison. At least half the Liberal Party dislikes Morrison. That's what I was thinking from the names, Dr. Abigail. I would have, because we said propanol, I thought, that's like probably isopropyl alcohol, as they call it. Take on a few different shapes. Heaps more expensive to isolate them. Functionally the same. There you go. Okay. Yeah, when you said propanol, I was assuming that was isopropyl alcohol. You know, with the prop in both of them. The Tasmanian Premier resigning is interesting because that whole thing about spending more time with the family, that's what people who've been caught in affairs say. But if we were to take him completely at his word and like the job got too much and he's suffering and his family life was suffering and he couldn't put in what was required anymore and he would rather spend the time with his family, I would be 100% on his side because there is a world where that's true and he's not lying. There's not any scandal that he's running away from. But yeah, who knows if we'll learn any more because, politics sucks. Politics shit. I hate politicians, but the life of politics is harsh and awful. And the idea of, it's fucked and it's taken a toll on me and I can't do it anymore. And I'm going to resign and spend time with family. Because he's probably in the job long enough to have a super fucking cushy pension as well. So I don't know if there's anything sus behind it, but it doesn't have to be. And if he literally just wants to spend more time with his family and the job's become too stressful and whatnot, more power to him. Raise Yush McLeod would step down over here, keeping a state of emergency quickly to push people away from money. Yeah. Oh, see, Safra, I don't trust anything in Hong Kong. Although, again, that's way more stressful than Australian politics. I could see wanting to get the thirk out of Hong Kong politics with the amount of pressure China's putting on things. But yes, I wouldn't trust any news about politics out of Hong Kong because, and yes, she is a Beijing suck-up, but I could see being a Beijing suck-up actually being quite stressful. Kind of worrying if they'll fuck you over because they think you didn't do enough. Kind of worrying that the pro-democracy people might come after you. Seems very stressful and shitty. So I can hardly blame her for doing that. So much for 50 years of the dual system in Hong Kong. Oh wow, you mean like colonial powers and authoritarian regimes lie? That's a horrible shock to the system to learn that. That people who pursue power cannot be trusted. Man, I love those Cappy sodas. Again, I think that's a changing palate thing, because I think only a few years ago I wouldn't have liked them because they're not sweetened, not even artificially sweetened. I think previous years I would have found them a bit bitter or whatever. That's an excellent way to put it, Ray's Taiwan saying, "Don't turn me into the Wish version of Hong Kong." Yeah. It'd be interesting to know what conversations were happening behind closed doors in the houses of power in China, because they clearly believe Taiwan is just part of China. They're very unequivocal on that. And in just pure geopolitics terms, you look at it and go, that's not a completely unreasonable thing to think. I am not a fan of the Chinese regime. And they have been told pretty directly an aggressive or armed takeover of Taiwan would upset Western powers a lot, but they're also kind of, fuck you, the West, we don't care. So that's an interesting one, Hyperstrike. Going on behind closed doors here, Chris Pine getting his fuck on. Well, I mean, honestly, who wouldn't get it on with Chris Pine? Honestly. Well, even the question of Taiwan and getting a say is a lot more complicated than a lot of people give it credit. Again, I very much dislike totalitarian regimes, and I have no friendliness at all towards the Chinese Communist Party. But the people who declared themselves to be in power in Taiwan, not like they're without fault, basically. But most political situations are more complicated and nuanced than the big voices often acknowledge, because it frequently benefits people in power to act as if things are very simple and black and white, and they can just go, no, it's this, it's that, it's whatever. Politics is a dirty business. A dirty, dirty business. Oh, okay. That was pretty good. All right, so what are we up to? It's Tuesday. It is merely Tuesday now. After an exciting day in the office. And also, my boss's boss was there, and he seemed happy that I'd gone into, oh, look, people are starting to come in the office. Yeah, sure. Okay. Mrs. Angry got told she had to go into her, and I think she actually had a relatively good day in the office. So I just thought, Mrs. Angry's going into the office. I will. Turned out to be a good thing, like I said. Second was, this is sugar? This is rose syrup in here. It's a weird thing on the top. Is that just sugar? Hang on. I think that's just sugar. Man, that's rose flavored sugar. Bought this on a whim. Young Mr. Hungry saw it when we were in the supermarket, sort of specialty foods thing. He said, you should get that. You probably use rose syrup and it's a really thick, rich syrup. So I think I might look up some cocktails that have a rose syrup in them. Why don't I do it now? Because I am on the internet. Let me have a quick look. Okay. If I just do a search on rose syrup cocktail, see what comes up. Does anything interesting come up? Heartbreaker rose syrup cocktail. There you go. Cocktails distilled. 7 rose syrup cocktails. Yummy. 10 best rose syrup cocktails. Okay, well, they're a thing, clearly. Bloody fans going hell for leather. I want to. Okay, no, I'm actually going to save this Red Dead before I go to bed. The Artist's Way, 52.9% of the game completed. Exit game. Yes. I'm actually more than a little annoyed by the thing Red Dead does. When you quit a game seconds after saving it, it goes, oh, warning, unsaved progress. Why say that when I've literally just saved progress? I find that really annoying. Cocktail somewhere. All right, what are we talking about? So, 7 rose syrup cocktails. Okay, pink lemonade with gin. Gin, rose syrup, sparkling lemonade. Okay, well, that's kind of boring. So, man, I hate it when they lay out a website and you're not actually sure what they're telling you. Is this a recipe with rose syrup in it that I can try another night? Because I'm not that far off going to bed. I'm definitely not drinking any more alcohol before going to bed. An Amado. There's rum, lime juice, rose syrup, and an egg white. So that's a rum sour with rose syrup as the sugar, which is legit. That's actually probably good. An Eastern Promise. The name of a movie that had Aragorn in it, I think, about Russian mobsters. Vodka, apricot brandy, rose syrup, lemon juice. Well, I'm not going to do vodka. It's fucking loose drink. I do that with white rum or gin. Vodka is a loser ingredient in cocktails. And that's the hill I'm going to die on. Vodka is a loser ingredient in cocktails. Oh, now this one doesn't want to load. Oh, there we go. It loaded. Rye and rose and lemon juice. Okay, yeah. So their rose syrup cocktails are literally mostly just traditional cocktails use rose syrup instead of sugar syrup, which is fine. It's legit. That's just a whiskey sour with rose syrup. An Indian rose. I wonder what an Indian rose? Yeah, no, it was Viggo Mortensen. I blanked on Viggo Mortensen's name and I came up with Aragorn. Okay, an Indian rose is gin, apricot, rose water, and rose syrup. I actually have some rose water as well. So that's sweetened gin, basically. An apricot brandy. I don't have an apricot brandy, but I have a really good apricot liqueur. Oh, a sweetheart martini. This is going to be not a martini. I'm just sensing that now because I'm a martini snob. Look, Ray's vodka's just for getting drunk. Buckfast. I don't even know that you can get Buckfast in Australia. It's quite famous. I know it is. It's like quite famous in Scotland, Buckfast. But no, you can even get it. Okay, a sweetheart martini. Vodka, strawberry syrup, rose syrup, cranberry juice, lemon juice. Definitely not. Oh, okay, I wouldn't use vodka for a start. Definitely not a martini with that much syrup in it. I do have a strawberry syrup made for me by Dr. Abigail. Brought it over one Friday night. Very nice. That's not a martini. That's like a vodka sour because it's got lemon juice in it as well. And I wouldn't do fuck vodka. I do, yeah, with gin. I mean, that might be okay. A Seventh Son. Ah, Rays. Okay, you reckon can get it here? Yeah, I've never really looked for it. I mean, counterpoint: anything good straight can instantly be proved by turning it gay. That's what gin is. It's gay vodka. Gin is gay vodka. Gin is flamboyant vodka. What's a cognac one? Cognac, cherry herring, rose syrup, topped with gross. Topped with beer. Fucking gross, man. Oh, that's disgusting. But cognac and cherry and rose. Oh, I could maybe rose and rosé bourbon. This is going to be gross. This is going to be red wine with bourbon, which just seems gross to me. Yes, that's my official stance. Gin is gay vodka, which is to say it's interesting and vodka's boring. Bourbon rosé, fucking 3 ounces, Jesus. Rose syrup, ruby grapefruit juice, soda water. That's a weird fucking spritz right there. Bourbon and rosé wine and rose syrup and grapefruit juice topped with soda. That is a weird fucking spritz right there. Not necessarily going to be bad. Ray, you reckon a lot of Dan Murphys have it? Cambridge Cellars. You know that all the dude bros alpha males are never going to drink gin again. Good. They don't deserve gin. They definitely don't deserve gin. So now I'm just feeling compelled to look on Dan Murphy's for Buckfast. Oh yeah, they do. Buckfast tonic wine. Bullshit. It showed up in... It fucking showed up. Okay, that's really weird. Buckfast tonic wine. $75 for a pack of 3. And it's 15% alcohol. Made in Buckfast Abbey. Internationally enjoyed, unique tasting tonic wine. Equally rich in heritage as it is in taste. From the cooking pot to the wine or cocktail glass, Buckfast's enjoyment is rivaled by its versatility. Benedictine monks of Buckfast Abbey continue to produce the tonic wine of today, enjoyed throughout the UK, around the world. Please note, the name tonic wine Does not imply any health-giving benefits or medicinal properties. Wow, wow. Oh, got a bunch of 5-star ratings. Wreck the Hoose Juice. Yeah. So IKEA have a side table called the Lack that is cheap. It's almost a cube. Perfect for turning into shelves and storage. And for them, cool. IKEA stuff can be very versatile. That is true. I've not been to an IKEA in forever, like literally since pre-COVID. I have not been into. So that's over 2 years. I don't know exactly when, but I can say with quite some confidence. Last time I went to IKEA was pre-COVID, so that means I haven't been in an IKEA for over 2 years. And quite like IKEA. Always had a bit of fun walking through them, seeing the weird shit and thinking, that's kind of interesting. Don't need one, but kind of interesting. Also, they have good glassware, but I have all the glassware I need. Don't need any more. It's a bit of a thing. I'm on a Discord with some other YouTube buttons. Oh, you know what I should do before I go? The cocktail video with Abigail. Yes, I should share this. Okay, I'm going to share this just before signing off for the night. Okay, you're gone, Red Dead. Oh no, the price has gone up to $17. Damn. Okay, I'm going to share this before I go to bed. Share screen, tab, first contact day. Do this. Hope the sound's working.
G'day, cocktail lover. What can I get for you today?
He appears to be offering me a beverage.
Anything in particular you'd like? A classic? Do you have a special occasion in mind?
He is offering me a beverage. I am here to celebrate First Contact Day.
Excellent idea. I'm a Trekkie as well. Let's do it. I think the one hint I have, Zephyr Cochrane liked tequila.
The records do indeed state that.
I think we can do something slightly classier than his tequila shots. I'm going to borrow from a recipe from the Death & Co. bar. I got their book, fantastic book, lots of stuff about technique and hundreds of recipes. They have one that I like, they call Tommy and the Rondelles. I'm going to adapt that, and that will be our Zephyr Cochrane special.
Thank you.
Because the man liked tequila, that's the first thing that's going in. 3/4 of an ounce, about 22.5 mils of a Reposado tequila. To make it a little interesting, and I think our man would appreciate the smokiness in a mezcal, we are going to do half an ounce, 1/4 to a half an ounce, depending on your taste of mezcal. Here's one of my divergences from the Death & Co. recipe. They recommend an ounce of rum. I'm going to use this. This is a limited edition from the Archie Rose Distillery in Sydney. It's single malt. It's quite strong, 53% alcohol by volume, and they've finished it in barrels where they aged rum that was 75% alcohol. So this has a real punch through, and I think Zephyr Cochrane would appreciate that. Whatever you use, if you want to make this yourself, 1 ounce, 30 mils of the whiskey or the rum. This is another divergence from the Death & Co. recipe. We're going to put half an ounce of a vanilla liqueur. They use Galliano. I'm going to use Liquor 43, both because it's what I have on hand and I like it more than Galliano anyway. So we add half an ounce, 15 mils of a vanilla liqueur. Another little touch to make it interesting, just a dash of absinthe. slightly imprecise measure, but you want to do maybe half a bar spoon, 2 mils of absinthe in your shaker. For a bit of balance, we're putting some citrus in there as well. We're going to add 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice to our shaker. Almost to the end of the ingredients now. We need a sweetener in there, and to jive well with tequila and mezcal, we're going to put in half an ounce of agave nectar. The final touch is optional. I'm going to use some Vitamins Tiki bitters and put 2 dashes of that in. You could either use a different bitters or potentially leave this out altogether, but I think this adds an interesting touch. So I'm adding 2 dashes of Tiki bitters to the drink. We add ice to our shaker, put it together, bang it in hard, give that a good solid shake for about 10 seconds. Strain that into a chilled cocktail glass. And there you have your Zephyr Cochrane special for First Contact Day.
Goodness me. I find it remarkable that someone could invent a warp drive having drank something with so much alcohol in it.
Really glad you enjoyed it. I think it's worth celebrating today.
Mission successful. On to the right.
Why does that always happen? I need to install a transport inhibitor. Keep these alien bastards here until they've paid their bill.
So, yes. I thought you did really well, Dr. Abigail. But yes, if you want to do another one, we can rehearse more next time. I quite like how that one turned out. I quite enjoy that one. But you're meant to be, a Star Trek alien who's always talking in a controlled way. I think it worked. Everyone's self-conscious when they see themselves on a screen. You get used to it over time. But I'm personally very happy with how that one turned out. I quite like it. So I think that's sign-off time. That's a little thing to share right at the end of the stream. So I hope you all look after yourself during the week. I'm going to be watching TV with Mrs. Angry tomorrow. So I won't be doing a stream tomorrow. All things being equal, I will be doing a stream on Thursday and Friday and Saturday. Don't want to hype things up too much, but I'm kind of looking forward to Friday night party night, going off a bit. Who knows? Who knows what will happen this week? It's all a wild and mysterious thing. And what am I watching so far? I don't know. Probably something light tomorrow. We might watch some of the comedies we've been watching. Mrs. Maisel, Our Flag Means Death. Maybe some Wellington Paranormal. Who knows? We might mix it up a bit. We watched Death on the Nile last night. The recent version of it with Kenneth Branagh. And it was not bad. It's not bad at all, actually. It was entertaining. But anyway, going to bed now. So I hope you all take care. Catch up with you later in the week if you are around. But I will say bye.